Welcome to Poker Market, making poker more efficient.
Hey Poker Market, this is Paul, aka Internet, and today I have something very special for you. We have some high stakes action. So just one day I saw a spot coming up at an NL5000 game and was like, well, why not play that? So I jumped right into it, and in this video I just want to review the session and talk about the hands that came up, and maybe we'll find some cool spots. I'm sure we will. Alright, so I'll basically have the recording on high speed replay, and we're just gonna pause at times which are interesting and then talk about the spots. So basically it was just this one table going for a while. After I don't know, 30 minutes or so, I got a second table up which is not on the recording, but that doesn't really matter. Just gonna focus on this one and see what's happening. Alright, so this first hand we're not really gonna look at, but just start at the first hand here. So I find myself with the queen 10 off in mid position. At this point I didn't have the currently button guy marked yet, so right here you can see he's the only guy I don't, or one of two guys I don't have stats on right now, which is for a good reason. And yeah, so queen 10 off middle position with potentially weaker play on the button is definitely something you could play, but yeah, he was just starting the session, so I wasn't super sure yet what was going on or so. So I just folded that. For blind on blind spot here, somebody raises a cbet. That's it. Okay. So yeah, everybody's raising the $131.25 for some reason, which is like 2.5 something big blinds. I'm very bad at that. So yeah, I'll be using my standard open raising plan, which I guess you'll see come up. But yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that a lot of people were doing the 131.25. So I find myself with an ace-6 suited here, and the button will 3-bet the mid position from 3 to 10.5. Kind of large 3-bet. I don't think there's too much I can do. Just let that go. Yeah, and I think at this point I just mark the ananas guy there in mid position with the green color, which I use for weaker players. And yeah, this is a full ring table which currently only has 5 players, so we'll fill up in a while. But yeah, currently I don't know, just saw a seat and weren't many people online at the time, so I just got that. And the big blind cold 4-bets here from 10.5 to, is that 26 big blinds? Very large open 4-bet. Kind of interesting. See that big size, and just takes it down. I'll pause for the stats there if I want to, if I have to, but yeah, while it's replaying like this, I sort of just ignore it. So I find myself with an ace-3 on the button here with the weaker play in the big blind. I think just min raising is probably a mistake. We want to go a little bit bigger. I think I decided to go to 3 big blinds here, which I usually do when there's a spot in the big blind. Yeah, I see a very good flop. So he'll probably check to us, and then the big question is, what's a good size here? Now this of course is extremely opponent dependent. Anything from betting small to betting really really big can be good here. I certainly want to have a plan to put a lot of money into the pot, so I certainly want to err on the side of big bets. But if he's the type of guy that would float a half pot bet with like 10-9, Jack-10, all that type of 2 overcard hands, but would fold to like a 3/4 bet with those hands, then I definitely prefer the half pot sizing here. So I'm interested to see what I did. Of course I have not much information here. Also makes sense to focus directly on just the pairs and straight draws and ace-x hands and just come out with like a pot size bet directly. Yeah, so it looks like I chose a little bit standard sizing here, which I think is fine, although with a little bit more information that could be certainly changed. So turn brings a lot of equity to all the 6x, 7x, and I mean 7-6 as well. So I think he'll certainly call the flop with 8-7, 8-6, and any 6x, which now double guts it. So definitely a card which puts a lot more equity in his range, and also think right now most of the hands that he will continue more or less regardless of the bet size up to at least some reasonable point. If he has an ace-x, he's just gonna fold no matter how big I bet, unless I go very small. But if he has a hand like 4-3 or you know, king 6 or so, he's probably not going to fold no matter how big I bet up to, maybe 700, 800.